Hi guys, Forgotten Wolf here, and in this video I will be talking about how there was a completely different plan for Season 8 of Game of Thrones and all the various visions they have, and eventually how it shaped into the complete mess of a season it turned out to be. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe, and let's begin. I don't know if many of you know this, but D&D, the showrunners, had made the whole plan for Game of Thrones after Season 3, using some of the info that George R.R. Martin told them would happen in the books and the book adaptations. And the events that George told them that would happen in the books are Stannis burning Shireen, the Hodor scene, Jon's true parentage, and Bran becoming king of the Seven Kingdoms. From this, we can envision that prior to this, there was a vision that they had originally a different king or queen of the Seven Kingdoms, which was very likely Daenerys. However, when George R. R. Martin told them that Bran would be king, D&D was stuck with this burden and having to fit Bran becoming king in every plan they had. And I have no doubt that in every plan they had, Daenerys was supposed to be pregnant, as that was set up in the books as well. But when Bran became king, they realized, oh, they need another way to kill off Daenerys and get Jon out of there. And the first plan for Season 8 changed in 2013. This left them on still their original plan for Season 7 and 8, but heavily modified, as it was supposed to be a movie trilogy to end Game of Thrones. You heard me right. Game of Thrones, the show, was supposed to end with Jon Snow becoming king in the North in Season 6, and this would lead into a movie trilogy with Season 7 acting as the first movie, and the battle against the White Walkers, the second movie, and the final battle against Cersei in the final movie. The original plan for a movie explains why they killed off the Tyrells at the end of Season 6, and if I were to take a guess, the first movie would be Daenerys losing the war against Cersei while all the Starks reunite and the Lannisters gain power. And the movie ended with the creation of Icy Viserion, Jon bending the knee, and Daenerys becoming pregnant. The second movie would have seen an extended cut of the battle against the White Walkers, and it was just basically the whole. And the final movie is basically the whole of Season 8 after Episode 2. The only movie that I think would actually be a success is the second movie, as there was too much content in movie 1, and movie 3, from what it sounds like, would be very similar to the last season after Episode 2, which is crappy. However, the idea of movie trilogy was rejected by HBO as confirmed by George R. R. Martin in 2020 because of the budget issues and cost. We don't know when this was rejected, but if I had to guess, it'd be sometime in 2015 to 2016. With the movie trilogy rejected, Season 7 became a more fleshed out version of the first movie, which became a huge success. This would have been a lot better than the first Game of Thrones movie. But it also left them with the problem of cramming a lot into the final season. The battle against the Night King in Winterfell, the after party, Daenerys' descent into madness, something they probably envisioned since 2013, the consequences of killing Daenerys, and all this to make Bran king, which they just didn't have enough time for in a single season. However, there were various plot lines that they had intended to include for Season 8. The first plot line is something I've talked about several times, including this video. Daenerys being pregnant, something set up in the books and Season 7. Many people expected this to happen. They did film this, however, it was stupidly cut to make the ending not dark, which, yeah, I agree with, but instead of cutting that plotline, couldn't they have just rethought the decision for Jon to kill Daenerys instead of having Jon give up the throne and saying he will not accept it? I mean, that would have been a lot better than what we got. The second plotline isn't a plotline, but it's the original cut of the battle against the White Walkers in Winterfell. Several scenes were filmed and characters had some bigger roles. From what it sounds like, the original vision for the battle in the movie made it into the show, but they had to cut it down due to time reasons. I think I saw somewhere that Alice Karstark was confirmed to have supposed to play a larger role, and yeah, but that didn't happen because they needed to focus on the major characters. And the major scene that was cut was Tyrion and Sansa fighting in the crypts of Winterfell against the White Walkers, just showing how deadly the White Walker threat is. However, all of this was cut down because of time, even though most of them were filmed. This left us with the extremely bad Season 8, a season that would go down in infamy for one of the worst show endings to end a show, would set example to all other shows of how not to end a show. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And at 100k views, I'll do a video on the life of Tywin Lannister. And at 1k likes, I'll do a video on the life of Robert Barretheon. But this is the last upload of 2025. This has been an incredible season, and I'm really looking forward to what 2026 holds in store for the channel. And eventually, for 2026, the 100 sub special is coming.